team of about 20 of us in there, and as you can see on the harbour side, it's restricted in terms of gas supply. We have no gas in the building at all, so everything is run by electric. Fired up by workshop number 1, I went back and met various people at the council that I didn't know existed, like a sustainability officer, and suddenly found this chunk of money, 65 grand, that I could instantly found a project for. It's like, well, new air conditioning please, and new heating system. That's been put in this last 2 weeks. We internally spent our time looking at a lighting review, so with Rachel's guidance, we went around every single light bulb. What is it? What's the wattage? How long is it on? Can we turn it off? Do we need to have extra lights somewhere else? Because some areas might have been underlit and needed more lighting. So if we're doing absolutely nothing in terms of cash, we instantly saved about 5 tonnes of carbon a year and £1 grand in money. Turning lights off that didn't need to be on, including the cleaners, making sure they were trained, so they knew actually how to put the lights on when they wanted them, rather than when we opened the building 2 hours before they got to that gallery. So it was things like that. Thanks to help from Kay and also from Arup, we looked into LED lighting, and with some cash from Kay and also internally from Copeland, we spent 20 grand on putting in some LED lights, again saving about 16 tonnes of carbon and another £3,000 in terms of cash. We've been using video conferencing for the last 3 years, but we've actually expanded this in terms of how we use it. So for training courses, and we don't, because we are quite a long way away from here, so we don't have to send 3 people in a car anymore. We can actually have a training session done from our own building. That's saving about £1 grand in terms of travel time, but also 40 hours per person you're getting back in terms of productive time. Installing some free sachets from United Utilities into every toilet, we're reducing the flush by a litre every time. So that's about 100 litres of water per day, and 36 cubic metres of drinking water not going down the pan. It still happens though. We still have issues like this where the public come in and despite all the notices, they'll just walk away and leave the tap running forever. So we still have a plan in terms of how to deal with that, and we'll talk about that a little more later. But it is telling the public, please don't do this, because we're doing our very best to stop this. But it's also involving the council, and in terms of procurement, everything's gone recycled or has sustainability credentials before we buy it. We've also made sure that all our printers are defaulted to double-sided, so we're automatically halving the amount of paper we're using, and our scrap paper is now non-existent because everybody's already used it. The team involvement has been absolutely essential. We couldn't have done any of this without using the tools that we've been given as part of the course to bring everybody along with us. These are some of the sketches as part of our visioning workshop that we held. So everybody wants to do this because everybody wants to save that bit of money. The council behaviour change, we're getting there. So in terms of, well, we've done this in the museum, let's spread it a little bit more. So we're taking part in things like leading on the sweetie game. So we will do instant audits. Did everyone turn off their printer, their monitor, their PC at night? And if they did, they get a sweetie. And if not, they get a message saying, please don't do that. We're also making sure that any other users of our building, so for our bistro lease, we've added in some carbon saving measures when their lease came up for renewal last September. So it's not just us, it's the people that we're also kind of responsible for, because their electricity still adds to our carbon footprint. In terms of communications, it's early days and we have a draft, again thanks to the programme, but it's very much about spreading, telling the public what we're doing, but also telling our colleagues in the council as well, and it's very much involving them, and there will be a huge council communications plan in terms of sustainability that we're feeding into. But my favourite Christmas present, you see it the day before Christmas Eve, was our energy certificate for the building, which had gone from a rating E to a rating C, so I have big smiles, so pleased. And it's a case of we put arrows on it for the public. It's like, look, we did this, we went from here to here. Finding out that the council did have its responsibility to save 25% in energy, savings by 2014 was a question that I hadn't thought to ask our sustainability officer once I finally met her. But in the savings that we have made this year, we have already achieved about 18% of that council's target. So we're already part way there, and it can be done from small museums. Personal responsibility, I guess, really comes back to the team's involvement. We do car share, we do try to be more flexible in terms of the working day to allow people to get on that bus or to get a train to work rather than saying, you must be here. Luckily, I then landed another £36,500. This is to put in an air source heat pump, which will provide new hot water, new taps, which will turn off, but also underfloor heating, because for those in museums, this happens an awful lot. You will find children scattered all over the place, especially in an education room, and we just want to make it more comfortable for everybody. The kids have a great time, obviously, but the adults sitting above it will also be feeling much better. But it makes a very good business case in terms of the energy usage rather than very expensive electric heaters. So rough estimates are so far about 42 tonnes of carbon saved, about 36 cubic metres of drinking water, and that precious 40 hours travel time by using video conferencing and not bombing around the northwest or even further. Now that amounts to roughly £8,000 cash savings. Our total energy bill is about 24, so that's a fairly sizable chunk. And thanks to our council's policy for giving us a sinking fund, any surplus we generate goes back into a sinking fund for use in future years. So